Hey folks, it's Archie. Well, Arthur, but really only strangers call me that, so please, you guys are my friends, call me Archie. This podcast is sponsored by you. If you have a more personal situation you want me to give my in-depth commentary on, go ahead and send me an email at askarchiedating@gmail.com. I'm thankful for all the donations that keep this channel running smoothly. Well, let's get right into it. So I recently got an email from Daniel out of Little Rock, okay? And the email is pretty straightforward. He tells me a story, but at the end, he asked me a question that I feel like is really, really good. It's worth addressing, right? And the question is, does she feel bad for breaking up with me? Really good question. Does she feel bad for breaking up with me? Almost always, unless you're dealing with a person that is, quite not in touch with their feelings, they're not very empathetic, almost always the answer is yes, And it is for that same reason. To what degree, right? If the person's a really empathetic person, if they really cared about you, if they valued you as a person, the answer is almost always yes. It really hurts them, right? And so I kind of want to go into this quickly of why does it hurt them? What does it feel like for the person to break up with someone, right? So if you are the person that was broken up with, obviously it feels bad. You can feel some things of being rejected. You can feel that you're feeling lonely. You can feel that things don't feel normal anymore. You can go through the stages of grief. There's a lot of things that happen to the person that's being broken up with. But what is happening to the person that breaks up with you, right? There are several things that are happening in their mind. It would be really wise of them also to take a look and learn from those experiences, and you possibly even talk to a therapist and things like that. They can be really, really devastating experiences. For example, right? Let's say that you just have a common example of boy-girl dating, and the girl decides to break up with the boy, right? They were together for, we'll say that they were together for 6 months, right? And they had a really great relationship, but she's breaking up with him because there's some conflicts in their relationship. He has a different path that he's trying to go to. He's really focused. Let's say that he's really focused on his career and she's not having it. And, what is this experience for her to break up with this person, right? The experience for the person that's breaking up is a really devastating experience as well, generally speaking, okay? Because they are closing their hearts, okay? I want to really, really emphasize this topic. When a person is together, when they're in a relationship, they let you into their zone of intimacy, right? It doesn't necessarily mean physical intimacy, although generally it is, right? But as a person becomes closer to you, we use the word closer. We bring them closer to our hearts, to our spirits, what you want to call it, and we let this person into our inner circle, right? As we're doing this, we don't have our boundaries. We don't have our walls up, to say that. We're not so defensive with this person. We allow this person to see us with our vulnerabilities, how we are on the day-to-day. Maybe we're telling them stories that generally would be embarrassing and things like that. But we're okay telling these stories because they're in our inner circle. They're intimate with us. They are in a relationship with us. And maybe they even feel like they're a part of us, And so you're in this relationship. You go to a zone of intimacy with this person. And then something happens where the vision, you don't see yourself with this person anymore. It can be that you lose who you thought this person was. That happens often, that someone goes into a relationship thinking that, this person is like this. And then as they're meeting this person, they're learning more about them. They find out that, there are things that they don't really like about them. It could be that there's a change in path, things like that happen. But whatever is leading to the breakup, the person has to now put some defenses up. And sometimes this can take some time to do. This is why usually people will take a few weeks to really make their decision on a breakup, right? They usually are not, they'll let this build up maybe, right? They start to become a bit more distant. They start to push you away. And you notice these things because they're building their defenses up with you. let's say that you're feeling so close to a person's in your inner circle, and the person decides that they want to break up with you. A person that's in your inner circle, this is your in group. And if you are breaking up with your in group, you generally wouldn't do this, because the in group feels like a part of yourself. And so you would be breaking up with a part of yourself, and that would cause a lot of imbalance in a person's own life. And so they push you away gradually. They start to put up, boundaries, and they start to put up walls, and they start to be a bit defensive, and they start to push you away. And you'll notice that the reason that they're doing this is they're putting some distance between you and them. A lot of times I'll get some messages, for example, that a person will say, yeah, she asked me for space, I gave her some space, and then she broke up with me. Why did she do that, right? Because you were close. She wants to put some space, and now she can break up with you because it isn't affecting her so much internally, right? There are a lot of podcasts and videos and things like that are concerned with, how to emotionally manipulate your partner and things like that. I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with understanding the other person, being able to learn from the other person, and being able to still care about that person, even if it's from a distance, right? Having healthy boundaries. This is where I'm coming from. And so when you start to see a person distance themselves from you, pay attention to that. This person is telling you something. They are telling you, yeah, I don't want to identify with you so much. I want to put up some boundaries with you so much, right? And we'll talk about this in future episodes, right? But why is a person doing this? Why are they putting up boundaries? Why are they putting up walls? What is causing them to do this? And as you go through and you identify what is causing this person to do this, you can understand more of what happened in this situation, right? Getting to know how the other person felt is such an important part of learning emotional intelligence. Learning to understand a different person, not just be so concerned with your own feelings, but understanding a different person and what they might be going through. Once you do this, you'll be a better partner in the future. You'll be able to be more empathetic with people in the future. You'll be able to be more sympathetic with people in the future. Know that this process of breaking up with a partner, is not an easy process. People don't like putting up walls. People don't like getting defensive, but they do it because they feel like they have to. This feeling of having to put up some walls and having to put some space between a person that you thought was so close to you, this is a really difficult experience to do. And so I think it's important to look at this person and try not to forget that this person is having a difficult experience as well. I want to thank you guys for listening to this episode, and we'll cover some more topics like this in the future. But for now, remember, you're enough, and you're going to be okay. Thank you.